Mike, give us a managerial perspective on that result this afternoon.
Well, the result is disappointing, simply because I thought at times of the game, particularly first half, we looked in control. Even though we went a goal behind, we came back very strong. We looked effective, we looked positive, and going in at half-time with a lead. But the game didn't pan out the way we wanted it. We're in control of the game, even in the second half. We've got some good moves. Decision-making a little bit up front or going forward let us down. And you pay the price. You know, if you don't kill the game off when you have the opportunities, there's always a moment in a game that the opposition may get, and that proved the point. So, disappointing result for us.
Was a bright start, of course, but then, of course, a cross comes in, Chris Wood scores. Is it a frustrating factor that crosses seem to have a little bit of difficulty when it comes to defending them? Well,
you've said it yourself there, really. I mean, there's two things to it. One is stop the cross if you can, and the other thing is defend the cross if you can't. So we were at fault for both those things. That has probably been our Achilles heel on a couple of games this season. We have to do better, because if it's going to give us a chance of getting us to where we want to go, then you've got to stop these things from being a habit, and I'm sure we will do, because we'll do some work on that.
We'll talk about some positives, of course. Alan McGregor's penalty save, now that was probably one of the highlights of the game, really, considering it was a pretty cheap penalty to give away, and it could have been a worse result if it had gone in the back of the net.
Yeah, definitely, but to give the penalty away in the first place is not ideal. When you're on top of such a game, then, you know, it's all about decision making and concentration. But it's a terrific save. You know, you want your goalkeeper to stand up and be counted, and I think he did on that occasion. But that should be the spur then to kick on, to galvanise you, and to take the game to Leeds United, which I think we did in part, and we should have finished the game off, but we didn't do our job.
Tom Huddlestone got a great assist against Reading, and now he's gone one step further and got a particularly pleasing finish in the first half to cap off a great period stoppage time where we've gone on to turn the scoreline completely around.
Yeah, well, that's what we expect. You know, at times this season, I think when you go a goal down, you get disappointed with things, and you lose your rhythm, and you lose a little bit of, you know, control in the game. I thought today, even though we went a goal down, we looked as though we were, you know, at the game properly. We looked composed enough going forward. We looked dangerous. And I think when you score a goal like that, and Tom's played very well, then I think it's you know, it's something that should really carry you on to bigger and better things. And you need to go and hurt teams. You need to grind them down even more and take the chances. And we did have chances. We had plenty of chances today.
And lastly, of course, it's now the playoffs. Automatic promotion has gone. Does that invite possibility for changes over the next coming weeks? Give some players who haven't played as often the chance to strive themselves in the starting 11?
Well, we have to try and probably now, you know, we'll probably discuss this as a staff, but we need to have to sort of try and get some continuity, try and have an idea of who needs minutes. You know, there are still a couple of 2-3 players that probably do need to be exposed to the game before we go into this period. But we have to get the balance right, because we still have to perform, we still have to do our jobs properly, we have to train well, and we have to make sure we go into those playoffs in the best possible frame of mind from a concentration point of view and the best fitness state we can be.